Hey guys, back with another yay or nay video. Now we're going to be talking about the Naked Nature by Shake and Go. This is the Brazilian Remy 100% human hair, and I'm going to just all in a nutshell tell you, will I take it or leave it, or nay or yay. And I have a ton of notes for you guys, so I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible but very informative. So I just wanted to come to you guys and show you this hair just in the full natural lighting. I know you guys haven't seen this background in a while because I am filming right in front of the window so that you guys can see the true color of this hair. So now what you see, I did cut the hair. I just took a razor and chopped it off. I started off at about 18 inches and I cut it this short. I just wanted something really light and fun and mid-length. I didn't really want long hair. You guys know in the first video I was talking about that I wanted to cut it. So I just went ahead and took the plunge and cut it shorter, and I really do like it. I took my curling wand, put some wand curls in it, and then I used a curling iron just to flip my hair back right here. As for the parting area, it did turn out pretty well. I did use my method where I use like eyeshadow just to cover that part up right there, but I have a video on how I lay my wig, so if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link below. So let's get into the hair. This hair did not come this color. I did go ahead and dye the color red, and I did use Dark and Lovely, and this is Vivacious Red. I used two of these. I definitely recommend you use two just in case, because you don't want to run out. There's one thing is you don't want to run out. These cost about $5. I got mine from Walmart. I got 2 packs. Right here on the back it shows you the results that you should achieve depending on your hair color, and my hair was, this hair before was like a natural, but really was like black. So I think it got pretty close. I do have a video of me coloring this hair, so if you haven't seen that, I will leave a link in the description box. In the beginning, I wanted to go ahead and lift this hair to like a blonde and then do a color on top of that, add some highlights and just punk it out. But I had to think that this hair is not like raw, 100% authentic virgin hair. It is Remy human hair. So I had to think, you know, I don't want to over process the hair because the hair is already processed. So I figured if I just do one step dye, it'll be just a-okay. So using this box dye I thought would be a safer method. The color took very well to the hair. I did notice that the curl pattern did not change once I dyed this hair. And this is what the curl pattern looks like. Still the same curl pattern as when I did my unboxing video. One thing about this hair that I noticed that it does not shed. Like, I don't think I ever said that in like any of my videos, like you experiencing a little bit of shedding. No. I may have had 2 strands at the most. And I ain't lying, 2 strands throughout the whole process of me coloring this hair, washing it out, conditioning it, let it air dry. I just knew that when I dyed the hair, you know, when you dye your hair, you wash it, it's like, that's when you get the most strands. No strands. No strands. After dyeing the hair did come off a little bit frizzy. You can see right in here. It does look a little frizzy and a little dry. So I probably will add like a light serum. I don't want to put a lot of product on this hair, but I'll probably put like a light serum because it doesn't really have a luster to it. It's real, it kind of looks dull a little bit. I recorded a video, a separate video of me installing this closure because this closure is a little different than your average closure. You guys probably hear my son in the back. He's talking. JC, don't you start talking. Now, this closure is very, very great for people who are beginners at sewing down closures. It's very easy to install, and I think they did a good job with the closure as far as installation. Because on the closure they have like this band around the actual lace so that it helps protect your lace so it doesn't rip, it doesn't tear. And it also has little holes in the band area so that you can sew the thread in and out. It's like an easy guide to sew down your closures. Super easy. It's made for your closures to really lay down flat. I'm kind of wishy-washy with the closure only because, you know, it is really easy, beginner friendly. At the same time, it's just really hard to come off with a very, very natural look. And I say that because this closure doesn't give you the ability to free part wherever you want. You really just have to stick with this middle part closure because you have this amount of area that's really just lace. And it was really hard for me to like pluck out to make it look natural. You can't bleach the knots. I can't extend this part any longer if I wanted to. So you're just really stuck with what the closure looks like when you open it up out the pack. There's no manipulating it to however you want, a side part, slant part, no part. You're not going to get that with this closure. And that was one thing that I didn't like. It was really hard for me to pull off the natural look. Right now I still can work on it a little bit, but because you can't really adhere this or, you know, spritz it and press it down because it has a really plastic exterior, it's just really hard to make it look really natural. And I like my closure to look natural. I don't want it looking bulky or you can see, you know, line of demarcation in here. I don't really like that. But sometimes, you know, you have to make it work. So for the install, I made a full wig using a dome cap. What I did first was I sewed the closure on first, like I always do, and then I applied the tracks, hot glue gun tracks. I definitely recommend, if you do get this hair, you don't need 3 packs. I had 3 packs. I started off with the 18, a 16, and a 14. You definitely don't need 3 packs. Now, because I have a wig, you know, I can always use more hair because I have to cover more space. But the tracks on my cap is so close together. I had this much hair left and the hair is really, really full. So I really could have got away with 2 packs if I wanted to. But this is all the hair that I have left from those 3 bundles of hair. I believe I did a really good job with the weft construction. The hair is pretty full from top to bottom, pretty even. But one thing about the tracks is they have noticeable beards. And a lot of you guys ask, like, what are beards? Basically, you know, it's hair on the weft, right below the weft, that looks like it's been chopped completely straight across horizontally, and it looks like a man's actual beard. So that's one thing that I didn't like, and it's on both sides of the weft. So that was one thing I didn't like. But the overall construction of the weft is very good. When I was making the wig, one thing about the weft, when I did a fold over, because I like to do fold over method, no lumps. The hair lay down so flat, even when you fold it over. You know, sometimes you fold over, you get that lump right there. No, this hair folds over and lays down so flat. So flat to the head and the cap. I was just really surprised by that. So that's one thing that I liked. I got a lot of questions in the unboxing video about this hair. This is not 100% raw virgin hair. It is 100% Remy human hair. So it is a human hair texture, but it is a Remy brand. And when we say Remy, Remy is the way the hair is lined up. You know, every cuticle is lined in place so that you don't experience like the shedding. You don't experience like dryness or dullness. What am I trying to say? Things like that. You don't experience that because all of the cuticles are in line so that you can have a better quality hair. So Remy is really like the quality. It's not 100% virgin hair, but the quality of the brand is, you know, at a higher rate than your average human hair, if that makes sense. One thing about this hair is it does not hold a curl all day. So I had to apply like some spritz to my hair just to keep a curl, and I don't like spritz, especially not on my hair. Like I had to spray some hairspray on here just to keep the curls intact, and that's one thing I didn't like. So by the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that my curls are going to fall. I winded my hair a little tight just because I know the curls were going to fall, and I didn't actually curl my hair. I curled my hair about maybe 2 or 3 days ago, and this is, you know, the results that I have. But I did bump this front part right here because I want it to flow like that just this morning. And that's one thing why I like it short. That way I don't have to worry about putting curls in it and hoping that it lasts all day. Just because once the hair drops, it doesn't look that bad short. But if it was long, it may look a little nasty. Definitely yay for the hair. I would definitely recommend this to a friend. I wouldn't really get a long length just because I feel like the longer length you get at the hair store is like the worst it can get. I don't know. I just don't think you should get a long length. Don't get none super long. I'll probably stick with like 16 and up, because right now with my hair being like this, it's really light. I can run my fingers through it and not worry about it getting all packed in and jammed and all that stuff. And I don't really have to worry about my ends getting all crazy because, is short and free. You know what I'm saying? With all the things that this hair can do, you know, I think that the pros definitely outweigh the cons as far as the wefted hair. Now for the closure, I would pass on the closure. Just be honest. If I was to get the hair, I would just get a different closure. That way I can manipulate it how I want to. I think they did a good job branding it and trying to make it easy for people to install, because you can install it like that. It's so easy. But at the same time, there's lack of room to do anything to make it look like your hair. Make it look like it's not a closure, because the closure is supposed to give you a natural look, and it's just too much work. I did a lot of work trying to get this to look like it look right now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really lay that great right here in the front. Everywhere else is nice, and the closure is fairly thin too. I forgot to mention that the closure is not as thick as you would want your closure to be. The density is not that great. Kind of shift the hair, you can see like the tracks in the closure. So yeah, that was one thing I didn't like about the closure too. It wasn't that full. This is definitely a yay. Nay for the closure. I think they did a good job making the closure, but I think that there is some room for improvement. I hope that you guys found this video very informative and helpful in regards to your decision making when it comes to this hair. Leave questions below, and always I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.